What is going on? What is going on? My man JT, your man JT Hauschka with my man Muki Hawkins in the building. We got a lot to talk about. Mook, what's going on?
Man, a lot of things going on right now. Let me tone this down real quick. I still got the beat banging. I was about to start
The
rapping.
people got to hear you going Cole Beasley style. The people got to hear from you today.
No, yeah. I keep 16 around too.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
But on a much more note, hey, good day today. We got I say we got our best rendition of a Senior Bowl today, if you will. We got that kind of feel. They was wondering how coaches would, how would they stir up the competition, meaning that, with it being no preseason games, how would they be able to, emulate certain type of atmospheres and things of that nature? So today, what I took from it was it kind of reminded me like a Senior Bowl type of deal. You got the scouts up there in the Raptors. You have us media guys, and then you have different stations, and we got the opportunity to see some things that you normally wouldn't see, like Ed Oliver and Cody Ford locking horns. You know what I mean? Just everybody goes down the line and the lineman drills, so we're gonna get the matchup that we wanted to see. So it was quite the treat today to get the opportunity to come out and see some good football for a change.
Yeah, man. I mean, we ain't gonna ask any questions about the depth chart this week because
I don't know. Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about the depth chart.
We not getting nobody suspended over here.
Anything about the chart.
Obviously, if you guys haven't heard, obviously, longtime Bills reporter Chris Brown was suspended, and he'll be back. I don't think it's anything severe, but they got it's the land of the law this year with the COVID and the practice. And Chris Brown was suspended today for I don't know, they didn't specify how long. He made a mistake and he mentioned what position AJ Epinesa lined up at practice. And as we know, as Mookie split on this show a couple weeks ago, you cannot do that. Now, Mookie, do you want to go what some of the rules are this year as far as media?
I mean, basically, you can't. There's no intel. I mean, we're privy enough to have access to come and watch and write as journalists, and in the realm of things as far as sports goes. But we can't relay no information. We can't give up who's where or whatever the case may be. We, everything is, G14 classified, if you will. You just have to see it on a week-to-week basis on Sundays, Thursdays. And, that's why, I guess it's kind of teaching us to go back to the old school way of journalism and writing and putting out stories, because now you have to write and now you can't say certain things. So it's going to make you be more creative in writing, I think. So, I mean, it's a good thing on the coach's side because, hey, we don't have to displace any information. Teams ain't going to have no type of book on us. So, when you're dealing in the NFL, I mean, if I ain't got to show nothing, they loving that. So we can't report anything, other than, football stuff. We can't report, intel stuff.
All right. So the boys got back out there today. The boys, they got on the field. They was ready to go. And I know Sean McDermott said in his press conference yesterday that he wanted to simulate as close as possible to a game day feel as possible. Do you think he was able to do that today?
I think it was. I mean, me being in that stadium all the time, and it was the same thing that was going on out there. I mean, the music. I mean, the third down situations. We know what you're gonna hear on third down at Bill Stadium. I mean, you're gonna hear that big train horn going down, and the fans is going nuts because it's get off the field time. So we got that today. We got the same feel that you would get in a football game. The different guys coming up on the Jumbotron telling the fans, hey, to get louder and stuff like that. So everything was emulated other than the actual fans being there. But, from, the atmosphere standpoint of football, like I said, it was kind of like a Senior Bowl deal. You had your categories of where, stations where guys did drills, they did individuals, and then boom, let the games begin. Let the competition begin. And, man, right off the rip, one thing I do like about Coach McDermott, and every time I get the opportunity to go to practice, that he's hands-on. You know what I mean? I love to see a coach that's really hands-on with his team and his players and actually demonstrating what he wants. You know what I mean? You got a lot of coaches out there that can't demonstrate what they're talking about. If I'm talking to you, JT, and I'm like, yo, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to show you how to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? That's my job as a coach. That's what Sean McDermott does. So I like how he's really hands-on with the guys and, you know, on everything from special teams to offense and defense. He is really hands-on. So I like to see that type of stuff. But our guy Josh Allen was pretty good today, as he should. You know, coming into his third year, really his second full season at the helm. How he's processing things, you know, how he just went about handling stuff out there today. You see that it was a different type of focus, you know, really locked in on certain type of things and still being the type of player that he is. I mean, you know, like you said, he ain't gonna be kept in check down. And he started out showing everybody that by throwing for over 300 yards today, and he completed 75% of his passes with no Stephon Diggs out there today.
Right. No Stephon Diggs is huge. Now, I'm going to be real cautious about these questions today. Like I said, we can't get Muki suspended now. All right. I ain't going to be cold front. Ain't going to be the reason Muki is suspended. So I'm real careful how I ask this. His accuracy today. Now, obviously, we've seen Josh Allen's accuracy improve the last 2 seasons, starting from he came from the rookie. How pinpoint was he with that 75% completions today? I mean, don't get suspended now.
I mean, the numbers speaks for itself. As everybody want to talk about numbers all the time, he was 34 for 45, threw over 300 yards, and he was responsible for 3 touchdowns today. Ran in one, you know, he threw 2. So the numbers ain't gonna lie, and no matter what it is, preseason, off-season, numbers are still the numbers, and that's what you want to see, whether it's preseason, practice, game times. I mean, we know that's going to translate over into the field with him. You know what I mean? So those numbers don't lie. That's what you want to see out of your quarterback. You know what I mean? No matter what type of situation is. And today was a game day situation. So for it to be that type of situation, that type of atmosphere, guys getting after each other, he was still able to produce some of his best numbers. So, you know, I'm really excited to see what he's going to do for 4 quarters because, you know, he really put those numbers up in 2.5 quarters. You know, so so far, I like how things are going with the offense.
Right. So let me ask you a couple questions about the defense, because obviously we know there's no Diggs, and then we're going to talk about the running game, and then also we're going to talk about the big news of the day, which we thought this morning was going to be the suspension of Chris Brown, but it was not. They topped it with the release of veteran Stephen Hauschka, and we're going to talk and house money. And I've been saying for a long time, man, I thought we was headed for foreclosure, and today was that day. We headed for foreclosure, and house money is no more here in Buffalo. But the defense. Now we do know that Josh Allen threw for those yards. Was it lack of defense, or was it just that, hey, Josh Allen has improved? He had command of the offense. What's going on?
Well, I think he's comfortable going into year 3. I mean, we talked about it in Zoom meetings, and for him to say, I mean, he's actually he's really comfortable. You can see that he's real comfortable. He knows what he's doing with the ball. And one thing I did notice that I didn't notice last year was his anticipation. Like, he's really tough. He's been tough. All right. That's one of the traits coming in, you know what I mean, that I liked about him as well. He's tough. You know what I mean? You got to pound on guys like Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly was the toughest guy we had. He is the next guy other than Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie was tough. But to see him anticipate where the ball is going to be, even like in certain spots where he was under the rest, he would still be able to hold in there and anticipate where the receiver is going to be at times. So that's something that I saw different in his game that I didn't see in last year that, you know, I'm really excited about, you know, in his game this year.
Yeah, you know, and this should be no surprise. Mm-hmm. If we remember when Josh Allen first came in the league, I mean, his rookie year, he was wildly accurate. I mean, he was wildly and he was erratic. Okay, we're just gonna use the word erratic. That's exactly what he was.
He was a loose cannon. He was a loose cannon. Yeah, loose cannon in a good way, right?
Right. He was good on the deep ball. He was very suspect on the 5 to 10 and the 10 to and the 7 to 12. He was very suspect in that area. Last year, he focused on it with Jordan Palmer in the offseason, and he was over 65% in the intermediate game. Mm-hmm. But he was only, I think it was a 19 or 21% for the deep ball. So obviously he took a little focus off of it. We knew that the deep ball was going to come back because if you watched his tape, and there's tape from him from high school, if you want to go back and believe it, his deep ball has always been there. So you knew that was naturally going to come back. Now, this third year, he's going to put it all together.
Right. He's going to put this thing all the way together, and it's going to be dangerous. I can tell you that. It's going to be dangerous. Look for Josh Allen to have a breakout season this year. He can easily take the NFL by storm if this thing all checks out and the guys really rally for each other. This could be a special year for this team and this offense, especially. So, this is a good start. This is a good start.
And we're gonna get a couple questions here and a couple comments here. We love our viewers. So my man Leroy the Mud Dog Winslow does all the research for CFR. If you don't know him, get to know who. My man Leroy the Dog. Hands on, just not defense, but all aspects of the game, offense and special teams. So he gotta be talking about the comment about McDermott about being hands on.
Yeah. He all phases of the game, he's hands on, and that's what I like to see as a coach. I'm sitting up here, as a coach myself. I like to be hands on because that's the way your players are going to better understand it. If you can instruct, if you can tell them what you want and then actually go and show them, it's easier for those guys to process. And he does a good job of being hands on in all phases of the game right there. But once again, first type of preseason action, I say is I'll give it a thumbs up.
Okay, and then we got a question from my man James Bilak. He's always watching. James always giving us good questions, man. You notice that? James is always giving us good questions. He wants to know. Yeah, now mind you, James, I don't know what we can answer. Mookie will let us know answer. Like I said, we can get Mookie suspended. I mean that now. What was the deepest pass?
I think the nights he had a few hookups. With Smoke.
Okay.
And what I see out of Smoke, a lot of people Smoke can get open too when he can get open. And Smoke Brown can get open. So it's gonna be we're gonna have some good receiver play this year. He hooked up with Smoke Brown on a few occasions, and I think Gabe Davis has just been having a great camp. So far. Gabe Davis has just been having a good camp. He's been consistent. So he was able to make some plays out there today as well. So Josh Allen, over 300 yards a day. So he was able to spread the love around and to make it work.
Right. Hold on. My man Salvatore says big facts 100. Big facts 100.
Yeah.
Salvatore, whatever. Appreciate it. Kevin Wickett makes a great point here. People hate on his accuracy, but there's a difference between accuracy and completion percentage. He makes high-risk throws versus a guy that constantly dinks and dunks. I'll never consider his accuracy that bad except for the deep ball. When he throws on a run, I think he's one of the most accurate passers in the league. That's a great breakdown.
Right. And that's been Josh Allen's story. He's been coming in with the strong arm. And every time you see Josh Allen performing at the highest level, he's on the run. He's very accurate on the run. I mean, you take it back to that highlight that got him, the first round status of Wyoming when he just rolled out and just heaved that thing and just accurately caught the guy in the back of the end zone. It's kind of reminiscent of the play in New England when Smoke Brown caught Gilmore sleeping and Josh was able to hang in there and dime him. Dime. So he definitely has that qualities. And like you said, once that you knew that big arm was going to catch back up, he can be real deadly this year. He can be very deadly this year. And to answer the completion percentage, I get tired of everybody talking about that too. When I sit up there and argue and discussions about Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, everybody want to talk about his completion percentage. I say, let's talk about some real numbers. Josh Allen went 10-6 last year. What did Sam Darnold record was? What was Baker Mayfield record was? So that's the numbers that I know that are great flats. You can't sit up there and say the completion percentage is why he's not a bad quarterback. He went 10-6. So there's always room for improvement. And as you saw, he threw for 75% today with no Stephon Diggs. Okay.
Right. No Diggs.
You dig?
I don't dig him being out, but I'm gonna dig him when he's on that field for sure. Guys, don't forget after this show, JT pulling a double header today. I got me some good rest today. I got me some sleep. Pulling double header at 9 p.m. tonight. Do not miss it. I'm going to be live with Former Bills Lorenzo Alexander, same place, same time. So I'm gonna be live for Lorenzo. He will be taking questions. So you guys got questions for Zoe. Make sure you guys get on there. Sponsored by Cold Sox and Avalon Media Group in here, Cold Front Report. So don't forget, 9 o'clock, Lorenzo Alexander will be live on the Cold Front Report. So make sure you're tuned in that too, as well when me and Muki are done.
Hey, do me a favor, because I don't know if I'm gonna call in, right? This is my question. I need you to ask me, right?
All right.
Now, the Bills did, rumors reported that they worked out Darren Lee, linebacker. Does Lorenzo still got that itch? Like, if something was to happen, I think we and you had this conversation before. Would it happen? Would you think about it? Would he give it a thought? Especially if the Bills all of a sudden is making a run and then you retired sure that you missed that run. I mean, ask him, like, do that crosses his mind that these guys can potentially rack it up? You know what I mean? You might miss out on that retiring prematurely. You know what I mean? Would you give it a shot? Well, if they needed a linebacker mid-season, would he come back and play?
All right. I'm gonna ask that question, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. Lorenzo's in shape. I'm just gonna put it that way. He's in shape. Let's see. Tony Mazet says, JT, I love listening to you and Clayton, and having Muki on just tops it off. You guys are the best. Go Bills.
Hey,
appreciate that, Tony.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the love. So much crazy things going in the world. Spread the love. Let's see. Let's get some more questions here. Seen Mike Love had a good day. Gonna push Murphy for the final round of roster spot in the end. If you ask me financially and performance-wise, I'd be okay with Murphy being cut and Love getting that spot. Mike Love is a guy who was making noise last year before the torn back.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what they did with house money. House money ain't house money no more.
Foreclosure.
So, and with cutting Steven Hauschka this year, the Bills do say $2.2 million, and then they double back next year and save another $2.5 million by releasing Hauschka. So right now, these guys are looking to, just you got to build some money somewhere because of the salary cap is getting in flux. So, they got to start, releasing guys that's expendable, guys like Steven Hauschka and potentially Trent Murphy. But the way this defensive line is playing, I mean, you look at the forgottables, the forgottables. I say Trent Murphy, he's forgettable because now he's in the line of fire right now. So he's a forgotten guy. Daryl Johnson is looking good, but the way this defensive line is playing as a unit, having a guy like Trent Murphy, I mean, Trent Murphy can have a good season just reaping the benefits of playing with these guys, you know what I mean? So, and you still need that veteranship and that experience sometimes, and then you get to thinking like maybe this guy can have a good season, finally have a season that we've been waiting for him to have. Another forgottables we talking about, Tyler Croft. He come right in, don't get a chance to prove it. So if he gets the money, he gets injured. So automatically he's in the doghouse because all right, this guy stay getting hurt. We're paying him all this money. Get rid of him. We got Dawson Knox, but this year he's completely healthy. We're not talking about him. He's a forgotten guy. He's a guy who can really flourish this season, who got a breakout season. Another guy that we're not talking about, last year 7th round pick, Daryl Johnson. He's a real long guy, and he has shown that he can get to that quarterback. He had a few batted balls down today. So, he's okay. If I'm a coach, I'm looking at guys who's making plays, who's standing out. He was another guy that stood out today. Another guy that, Saran Neal, once again, he had an interception today. Wow. He was every pass that got caught on him, he was always in the right place. It was just Josh Allen is putting the ball in, good location where only the guy can get it. That's a testament of him throwing 75% out there today. But Saran Neal was, man, like a ball hawk. He was there. I think he's going to have a great season as well. So those are the forgottables that we're not talking about. And yes, the Bills can afford to keep Trent Murphy. They can, but everybody's like, man, for $7 million, we can use that money for something else. Pay Trey White
for next year, yeah.
Throw that at Milano right now, just to keep it going. Ain't no telling, you know what I mean? So the jury is still out. We have 2 more weeks of camp left, and guys still got a lot to prove right now, and guys are still evaluating. So,
all right. What about Cole Beasley? We got a question from Stanley L. Hayes. Says, Haven't heard much from Beasley. How has he been?
You know, Cole Beasley is just what he is.
Cole?
Underneath the radar. You know what I mean? That's his job, to float underneath the radar. You know, he has some great catches. He has some great catches. You know, he has some great catches out there today. Some big catches. You know what I mean? You know, keep the stick moving catches. So the offense, I like how the ball was spread it around. And they was getting the job done. Our run game where we ran the ball, we're going to gain some ground. I mean, we had a top 10 rushing offense last year, so I think we should definitely be a top 10 rushing offense again easily, especially the way your boy Zach ran over D. Marlowe today in the hole.
Ran him over?
Man, like, what was the license plate? 20 MOSS. Yeah, I think that was the license plate number.
Oh Lord. Ran him over. Like Madden, Madden comes out midnight. So I'm talking about, if Madden's coming out midnight, am I holding the stick up the run over like that type of?
Oh yeah, man, that's heavy. What's that R2? Like he just, man, yeah. I'm talking OJ Anderson, old school. Just nothing but elbows and kneecaps and elbows, man.
Oh man. Business decision. All right, Dean. I mean, I feel hopefully Dean okay.
Yeah, step into his office today.
Yikes. All right. I didn't think we were making business decisions in camp yet, but I mean, I guess Zach Moss handled business wherever he go.
Hold on. This is the intra-squad preseason game, man. This business decision is going to be made out here today. You see how much money gone? Business decisions being made. So you guys got this is not your usual preseason season.
James Mallory says we call that dropping bike, Muki.
Right, that's right, Jay. You used to do that a lot, baby.
yeah. Y'all don't know about James Mallory. You better go watch this tape, man.
You used to drop bike a lot, baby. Dropping bike on the boy. You know they ain't like that.
Right.
Especially old school, nice air bike. Right. Dropping on you right.
So we got about 5-7 minutes left in this show. Let's see. My man Michael Newsom says I met Zoe in Atlanta for a Super Bowl. What a great guy. No wonder why he was nominated for NFL Man of the Year. Zoe's a great. I met Zoe.
He should have got it, man. He should have got it. You know, I mean, I was lobbying higher for him. I kept clicking things, sending there. He should have got it. I mean, it's such a wonderful guy, and I mean, just a wonderful soul for kids, man. And his contributions to the city of Buffalo is just tremendous. So I hope he keep it up. You know, being retired and all. I know COVID kind of put a lot of damper on some things that he still be doing some of the stuff that he's been doing. And, you know, he'll be greatly missed, but I know he'll still be around. So, you know, he should have got Man of the Year. I actually talked to Jared Payton at the Super Bowl about some of the things that he done. And hopefully that would give him the edge, but, you know, they gave it to Calais. So, I couldn't be mad at that neither. He's a great guy as well. But
Right.
He's our Man of the Year. That's for damn sure. He's our Man of the Year every year. So, you don't have to worry about it. As long as he's the Man of the Year in Buffalo, that's what matters.
Right. You know, Buffalo don't get no media love. You know how that go. Until we take one more question, then we get ready to wrap it up. Arturo Bermudez says anything on Dawson Knox pretty much. Did he look good today? Did he catch the ball?
He caught the ball today. All right. He caught the ball. With every pass that was thrown to him today, he caught it. All right. So like I said, guys are doing whatever it takes to keep those sticks moving. And there was some situations out there. You know, a few penalties to back that thing up a little bit, but the guys were still managed to, you know, keep the sticks moving. So that's what I took from that. You know, they were in situations where they got pushed back a little bit, but they was able to still, you know, thrive and keep the drive alive with going out there and making plays. Josh making the right reads, and you know the running backs is doing their job as well as far as pass protecting and running the ball when their numbers cross. So. Overall, I give Brian Dable a good job. So far, so good, you know, how this offense was ran. You know, they got the bulk of, you know, I mean, it was all Josh Allen and Berkeley. You know what I mean? Them boys was slugging it out a little bit, you know. So you're going to get that in that first preseason game. Probably towards the end, you know, when you do, I guess, your cuts or whatever, that's when, you know, because you figure the preseason game, they only able to play one or two series, then they're done. But hey, you know, you got to see what your guys can do because, you know, doing with this pandemic, everything's new. You can't just throw them out there fresh like that. So, you know, Josh played well today. The offense looked good. I mean, it's still, you know, ways for those guys to improve, especially without Stephon Diggs being out there. You know, once this offense really gets clicking, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for a team to beat the Bills, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And now Jason asked, and Jason, he cannot answer this question because like I said, we do not want to get Muki suspended. In your opinion, who has been pressing the most at right tackle? Now he cannot answer that question because it's a question about
I can answer that question.
Muki, you can't answer that question. You can't answer that question.
I can answer the question. Hold on, I can answer the question. In your opinion, who has been impressive the most? Now, I've been good at asking these questions in these Zoom meetings to the coach, so I can answer that question. You know what I mean? I think I kind of picking up on coach. He's good, you know, and some of them is good at running around a question. So I can answer that question. In my opinion, who's been impressing the most at, what's that? Retweet? Retweet. Okay, who's been pressing the most at retweet? I'm gonna say all of them have. Okay, all of them have been pressing at retweet. Okay, I forgot their names,
I'm crying,
the numbers, but all of them have been impressing. You know, our quarterback don't get touched, so all of them has been impressing over there at retweet.
I'm crying, man. I'm sorry. I do not want Cold Front to be responsible for getting suspended, man. Oh Lord, I'm sorry.
That's politically correct right there, right?
Hey, Jason, I tell you what, send me a private message and I'll answer you to a private message, brother. I'll do that for you.
Hey, you got a plug today, man. You know, your man Jerry Hughes gave a Cold Front plug, like, you know, getting that Cold Front reestablished. You gotta go back and you know, check the comments, man. Our interview, you know.
I'm checking. I had to use that as a promo and keep long get sued.
He said you getting that Cold Front together. I was like, oh, okay. You know, so yeah, he definitely chimed something about the Cold Front.
Oh, you guys got me crying over here. That was funny. You guys got me crying.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. You know, you gotta hold your water, baby. You gotta hold.
We got two more questions I want to get to for you. These are good. Ray Cruz asks, how much does Jordan Palmer have influence with Josh Allen, even though preseason going on? I'd say a lot, right?
Well, I think he does, but I mean, it's a two-man team effort. You know, you got quarterbacks coach Ken Dorsey is doing a good job behind the scenes that you don't know about, you don't see about. He does off-season training with Jordan Palmer, but you know, and Palmer and Ken Dorsey often communicate. You know what I mean? So everybody's on the same page on Josh's development. You know what I mean? So you know, I think it's a collective group. You know what I mean? All the way down to, you know, Coach Dable as well. You know, and that's what that's the support you want to have, you want to bring and build around your quarterback. All right, you want to make sure that he's getting the proper trainers, and you make sure that you got a good quarterbacks coach, and then then it becomes offense coordinator, head coach, and then team. You know, so everything is built around him that way, and I think that so far so good. When you see these numbers, I see a lot of people is like, man, they're putting up stat lines, and it's only preseason. Josh threw for 300 yards because he's never threw for 300 yards. Okay, so we're taking stats, man. We're making sure. Hopefully, this would still carry over to regular season. This is what we want to see carry over to the regular season. So everybody can shut up basically on Josh Allen and him not being one of the top quarterbacks in that draft. I don't want to hear it no more. I mean, guy went 10-6 in his first full year. Baker Mayfield have yet to do that. Sam Darnold has yet to do that. Nobody know where Josh Rosen is. Lamar Jackson should have definitely been a top 10 pick. And, Josh Allen is right where he should have been. Right where he should have been.
And final question, we get ready to get out of here because I still gotta prepare. Sorry, Ray. I'm sorry we got to your question late, man. We try to get to everyone we can get to, though. Major Cole says, with the axe coming down on Hauschka, do you think Corey Borquez is next, or should they put that call in the market, King?
The way Borquez was kicking that football today in the wind, you see the other punter got up out of here and they just brought him in. I don't even think he was here for a week. Nah, he was dinging that thing in the wind, man. I mean, and you see how high the winds was blowing this morning. He was booting that thing. I'm talking like, he was booting that thing. He definitely got a booter. That's something we definitely can use if the offense get put in the jam. If their back's against the wall, we can't move the sticks, after getting it on the 20 or something like that. that kid right there is going to kick that ball prior to the other team's 20. That's how much of booty he got. So, and he proved that in the win today. Not once, not twice. Every time he made a kick, it got some great height. The wind didn't affect it, and it traveled. So, you know, it's 2 weeks left, man. Let's start knocking this thing down and getting down to the nitty gritty on who's going to be playing and who's going to really be starting making this team. And, you know, they addressed it with the special teams right off the rip, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, Edwards wasn't even here long enough to sign a lease, so we can go right there. Right. But one more thing I want to get to is why today for Hauschka? Because I have my ideology about it, why they did it right now, this moment. But in your opinion, why today with Hauschka?
Well, like, I mean, let's not play around with it. You know, like I said, we got to start cutting this roster, you know, at some point. So, you know, how long do we look at this position battle? And then, you know, I'm telling you, when he missed that extra point, woo, that didn't go well for him. You know, I mean, how do you miss an extra point? And at that time, when the wind wasn't blowing and there's no fans, so how do you miss an extra point, man? Like, that was the only like ice or offense or us scoring points is Hauschka missing that extra point.
And the other day in the practice, he missed 2 50-yarders real bad.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, you know, 50 is, you know, it's cool because, you know, Bass went out there, tried a 54-yarder and, you know, was low and to the right. But he did come back and respond with a nice 37-yarder, and he made all the extra points. When it's a battle, you can't miss anything. You know, you're getting paid X amount of dollars to do a job. You can't miss nothing. We're paying you $2.5 million not to miss anything. So, you know, the writing was on the wall when they drafted him in the 6th round, you know. So, you know, the Bills normally don't draft guys that they want to cut. So, quick battle, that's all they needed to see. And today's win proved to be that day. That's all they needed to see.
Yeah. Well, hey, Mook, I want to say thank you for joining us, giving us the insight on the scrimmage today. Mookie was out there at the field today, taking in all the action. You know, we're gonna miss House Money. Definitely thank you for House Money service. He helped us go to that playoff that first year a lot. So
he helped us a great deal. He helped us a great deal. I just don't know like where it was the drop off.
You know what?
Lack of focus. You know what I mean?
I don't think it was the focus. I don't think his back ever healed from that hit from Henry Anderson. Yeah. That's when everything changed. I just don't think he was the same after that. And I mean, you know, shame on Henry Anderson for the cheap shot. And this is what happens. You could end people's careers with hits. Mm-hmm. It might not be life changing, but it could be career ending. He never get after 52 after that, or even attempted. So I don't think he was ever the same. But definitely, hats off to Stephen Hauschka and all the great memories he had, and actually for everything that him and his wife did inside the Buffalo community as well. They were a big part of this community. So definitely hope best to him. And I think one of the reasons Buffalo did it today was when you have a veteran, you know you're gonna cut him. You try to cut him early in camp and preseason as possible so they can go find another job. It's just the right thing to do. And we know that Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane for the last few years, that's something that they've always did with the veterans that they took care of. Is they always wanted them to make sure that they had another opportunity to find a job. So hopefully Hausch can land somewhere. And just want to say,
as long as it's not in the AFC East, you know how they go.
Right. Not in the AFC East. But hey, other than that, though, man, I mean, that we ain't got nothing to talk about, Mook.
No, we ain't got nothing to talk about. But you know, being on the lookout for that weekly report. I'm a little late on that. Mm-hmm. I might just put that up tonight. Mm-hmm. And you know, we gotta have our fantasy draft. You gotta send me your link, man, so you could join our fantasy with all our other reporters, and we got some autographed jerseys to give away for the winners, man. You know, Poyer, Jerry Hughes, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot you that link, man. But hey, all the Bills fans, man, hey, keep tuning in to the cold front, man. Keep tuning in. If you want to check me out on Waffle Sports, Bills World, and all that good stuff, man. These guys are doing a phenomenal job, man. So appreciate you having me on.
Right. And guys, don't remember 9:00 tonight, 50 minutes. We'll have Lorenzo Alexander right back here. We ain't stopping. It's a cold front doubleheader like no other doubleheader today. So I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna get me some eat. I'm gonna wash my hands because you know we still practicing social distance. Wash my hands. Then we're gonna talk to our man Lorenzo. And somebody asked about Marquette King, and I'm just gonna let y'all know in case we got a punting problem. I got that number right there. You see that? That's the number right there. So I got him on speed dial. Just remember that. So, but hey, guys, 9 o'clock, Lorenzo Alexander. I want to thank my co-host tonight, Muki Hawkins. Bill's Rider. Make sure you catch him on Wolf 1080. Don't forget, also this Saturday morning, I will be on Rochester 105.5 The Beat with our guy George the Rat Man Radney. Kicking up, that'd be early in the morning, 7 a.m. So hopefully
7 a.m.
7 a.m. early, man, early. So I'll be up on there.
Get there a few joints with you, man. Woo, 7 a.m.
Right. So hey, guys, once again, thanks to my co-host tonight, Muki Hawkins, man, keeping us informed. Like I said, you can get it from the other people, or you get it straight from the source. So make sure you stay up that Bills World Weekly Report, guys. Other than that, our time is up. We are out of here. Stephen Hauschka, thank you. Hats off, brother.
Be well, everybody.